Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hello and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by Alessandro Zamboni, who's CEO at SME Capital. How are you today, Alessandro?
Fine, thanks, Zach.
Right, we've got a lot of carefully crafted questions from investors and other interested parties. I will go through them without any comment on my part, so it's all down to you. First question, can you provide an indication as to when the Remarketing platform is due to be up and running?
Sure. Firstly, I think that it's important to understand our model in relation to the remarketing activities, because right now the remarketers' tasks and systems are on air. For each companies that SYME onboard and analyze, the vehicles sign a remarketing agreement in order to hedge, to mitigate all the unsold risk, all the commercial and price risk related to the inventories, in order to foster for the investors, the funders, a note with a low risky note with a very strong credit enhancement. So the answer is we are on air, is ready. And you know that we are working, we have two layers of remarketers. One are the commercial remarketers. The second one is an agreement with Gordon Brothers, that is cross-border, very important disposition players.
Okay, second question. Does the owner company set up some form of discretionary trust arrangement with SME as beneficial owner that allows SME to take the benefit of the inventory as collateral or security for the issue of bonds?
Yes, again, it's important that investors and friends understand our model, because SME is a fintech platform. Accordingly, the SME has not risk on their balance sheet. The inventories, the risk related to the inventories are segregated in vehicles, and consequently, the ownership is collateralized, is the underlying of the securitization notes. It's very important in order to distinguish our initiative, that is a servicing-driven initiative, for instance, compared to a bank that has risk on their balance sheet.
So you're just getting fees for what you do, and that's it?
Exactly.
Okay. Is there potential to monetize the same stock twice?
SME could support the end-to-end supply chain. Accordingly, we could work firstly with the manufacturer, and then when the manufacturer sells the inventory, the goods to the end customers, the retailer, we could monetize the retailer side. Obviously, we can monetize the same inventory, is a double counted risk, but in an end-to-end continuity supply chain, we actually support, right now we are supporting both the manufacturing side and the retailer side. Thinking about the franchising model, we could support the manufacturer and also the point of sales, but the inventory change. There is a rolling mechanism, and so the answer is yes, but pay attention, we can't double count and monetize the same inventory.
Right. Is the MOU with IMAS showing signs of developing into something more concrete? As we know, an MOU is merely an understanding on how you will cooperate with each other. How will this relationship benefit SME moving forward?
The MOU is a concrete document that foresee concrete tasks, and right now we are working, giving you more details. We are working with the IMAS structure, two local banks, and a very important partner that is managing the Sharia assessment in order to foster a new Sharia asset class with the underlying the inventory monetization service, so the inventories. So we are in an operating phase, and just the MOU signed was a very concrete document with a very clear task that we are achieving.
So it's more than a business plan. It's something a bit more
correct.
intense. Okay.
Correct.
How are you? It's a bit of a rhetorical question, I think. How are you pushing the business into the limelight to improve visibility for potential clients?
We don't need to light it in order to foster our service, because the demand is huge in each country, in Italy, in UK, in US, in Middle East. The appetite to our service is huge. Our view is also the reason to the RNS today is to work alongside partner in order to onboard more and more companies pursuant to our strong, very important policies. And so it's important that the investors understand that we use institutional partners, Big Four professionals that originate companies. And so we think that we have to manage it with a very strong methodology. The onboarding, the efficiency of the onboarding is the reason of the today RNS, is one of the points of today RNS.
Okay, and how many companies are you currently able to onboard at one time? Do you have a target number in mind to aim per quarter in terms of the capability to onboard?
Right now, we have a right capacity plan in order to manage the existing portfolio of companies, and thanks to the partnership, we are mentioning the Epic SYME partnership today. We are talking about the self-funding agreements that are arriving. We are under signing. We use the staff of this partner in order to have a suitable capacity plan, a suitable staff in order to manage to onboard. We project roughly 50 company month. This is our ratio, is our also objective. You know that SYME had a business plan in order to achieve 300 companies within 2024, but we are overachieving right now, and so we are preparing a staff that could onboard nearly 50 companies month.
Right, and the final question, which is maybe not so much to do with the business model. Why are there so many shares in issue compared to other companies of the same size as SYME?
Sorry, the demand is the seven. Okay, sorry. You know that we come from a reverse takeover. And accordingly, SYME is the result of the reverse takeover with the cash shell that was Able Group. So we know that is important because to plan a stock consolidation, because the very important point is that many institutionals are asked to invest in SYME, and you know that specific policies of institutional side ask to move to the not invest in a penny stock. So we are managing with also our partner a reverse split of the shares, because we would like to work alongside new institutional. Maybe we are also announcing new agreements with the institutional that are interested to invest in our equity in SYME. It is very important information also for retail investors.
Alessandro, just a few supplementary questions for you today. When will you announce partnerships with the Italian banks, and when is the UK pilot result going to be announced?
Thank you, Zach. You know, it's a sensitive information because we announced the agreements, we are working hard with our local partners. I can confirm that we are working with lawyers, and we announce shortly the results of the two very important agreements for Italian self-funding models, and agreements with banks, and also the UK pilot. As we are saying in today RNS, shortly we'll inform the market, and all things announcement will happen.
Okay, and when will the confirmation be coming in the form of an RNS update regarding safe harbor Italian banks?
Again, we in all the things The self-funding agreements with the local banks, the Storm Harbor placing, the UK pilot are on track. We are working hard because, as I'm saying, are all strategic agreements. So we prefer to take time, a couple of days more, in order to clinch a strategic long-term agreements.
Okay, and depending on the success of the current pilots, particularly in the US, what kind of time frame can we expect customer partnerships to be announced?
We see a huge appetite to our service in the US. And the professional and the team that already is ending the feasibility study ask us to anticipate, to accelerate the rollout of our service in US, because we see interest not only by the client company side, but also by the funder side. So giving you a detail, we project the US in our business plan in 2022. And for sure, we have to anticipate to accelerate the rollout in the next months and early next year.
Okay, Alessandro Zamboni, CEO at SYME, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.